Imagine teaching your heart out, then someone walks in with COT forms, with the record book, with all those folders, and inside of this folder are forms for your ratings on your classroom observation. He or she might be your school head, your principal, your master teacher 1 or master teacher 2. You are enjoying your teaching and suddenly there is your superior entering inside your classroom. Suddenly your voice changes, your hands shaking. I can imagine that teacher who collapsed the other day. It might be the hands are also shaking. And the lesson you have done 100 times feels already unfamiliar. You cannot anymore continue explaining the lesson you have prepared to the fullest. In classroom observation, really, is this really about improving teachers or surviving the moment? So let us discuss the advantages and disadvantages of classroom observation as one of the bases wherein it is one of the requirements for IPCRF that you cannot receive your monetary benefits, your PBB, if ever you don't render the classroom observation that you will be observed by your principal, by your school heads, by your supervisors, and everyone, and even your co-teachers, because you will be an example of how you are teaching. But why not? They will be the one to make a demonstration teaching those higher DepEd officials. They should be the one. Then the teachers will follow about this. So classroom observation was created with good intentions. Okay. At its excellence, it is supposed to help teachers grow, improve strategies, and reflect on their practice. What are the advantages? When done right, observation becomes a mirror, not a microscope. It can highlight teachers' strong points, offer constructive feedback, encourage professional growth, validate effective teaching strategies, help new teachers gain confidence. In these moments, observations feels like support, not scrutiny. But let us talk about the other side, the advantages. The one teachers rarely say out loud the disadvantages. Some of these observation can become a performance instead of a reflection. Some teachers teach for the observer, not for the learners. If there is no observer, they are not teaching to the fullest and they're not even inside the classroom. It would feel extreme anxiety and pressure for the teacher. Prepare perfect demo lessons that don't reflect daily realities, are judged based on 1 hour instead of months of years, 42 years of teaching. Fear that one mistake can define their competence or their competence and their confidence. The irony is, even those who are already retirables, they are really mandated to render this irrelevant for me COT, classroom observation tools. Why not make it be a requirement for 1 to 5 teaching years teachers and 6 years above, no more. Imagine those 42 years in teaching, you will be observed, and even you're once a learner who was already on the higher position, of you, because there's a saying that daig ng sip-sip ang masipag. Yes, that is truly one of my learners as a classroom teacher through the years. It is not more about your performance, but it's about if you are close to your superior in teaching. That's really the hardest truth about this. A single observation can never completely, wholly capture the emotional labor of teaching, the unpaid overtime. We are always questioned why I am always late for 20-15 minutes, but never my overtime after my 4:15 class. I would be going home 5:30, 6 in the afternoon, but I never received a single recognition, and giving the school a recognition up to the highest level of bringing learners to the national academic competition. Yes, that is a painful reality of life. So it should be classroom observation. Is it really worth the struggle of the teacher? The emotional labor of teaching. Yes, the consistency it takes to show up for students every day. The daily struggles with limited resources of the teacher, in as much as with so many loans already and cannot pay for those visual aids, whatever it is. I must admit, I am a teacher with a chalk talk only. Yes, and many learners have learned from me. So teaching is not a staged performance. It is a daily commitment. Classroom observation should uplift, not intimidate. It should develop, not damage moral or whatever the bad reputation of a teacher. It should ask, how can we support you? Not just, where did you have your failures on your teaching? So I was once also a master teacher one, and usually I would ask the question in a polite manner. I don't point the weaknesses or the failures, the mistakes of the teacher. I want them to be the one to point what are those unforgotten stage or steps of teaching. In as much as me, 42 teaching years, there are times I forgot what one step. I was not able to give the evaluation or the assignment, whatever it is. It is natural. So that is the real life situation of a teacher. So if we truly want quality education, we must look beyond checklists and rubrics as requirements and start valuing the actual teaching service rendered, not just observed moments in 1 hour of the day. How do you personally feel when you are being observed in the classroom as a teacher? Do classroom observations reflect your real teaching or just your best performance? What is one positive experience you had during a classroom observation? What is one negative impact observation had on your confidence of mental health and body health? Should one observation weigh heavily in evaluating a teacher's performance? Why or why not? It might be that moment he or she, the teacher, is not feeling well, so she or she cannot explain thoroughly. If you were the observer, what would you focus on, paperwork or actual student learning? Do you believe classroom observation improve teaching quality, or does it sometimes do the opposite? So when I'm observing teachers as an instructional leader, I would always start, how are you feeling now after the COT, classroom observation? In a rating of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself? So the teacher would be the one to rate, not me. So he or she would tell, Ma'am, it's only 8. Ma'am, 6, I forgot something. And those who are saying, I am 10 out of 10. No, it's always 9. There's always a classroom, room for improvement. So this is it. My thoughts on classroom COT observation. For me, it should be phased out already.